Welcome everybody to the Big 12 Championship. UConn facing off against Oklahoma State, two teams that went 8-1 in the conference this season. The winner earns a top 4 bid in the college football playoff, and the loser may not make the playoffs at all. It's all on the table for the UConn Huskies here at AT&T Stadium. Can they catch the victory and become a top 4 team in all of college football? A big lane opens up for Dorian Tobin on the kickoff return, and we're going to start with a touchdown right away. Nobody's going to catch him. Touchdown Huskies. Dorian Tobin on kickoff duties. He shares that with Terry Overhauser. It goes his way this time, and a massive lane up the middle opens up, and UConn will start with 6 right out the gate. So here comes the Cowboys offense immediately in a 7-0 hole. They are quarterbacked by redshirt junior Maleewaki Smith, and please correct me if I am saying that incorrectly. Halfback 1 is Quinton Edwards, and the halfback 2 is Rodney Fields, two really good running backs here at Oklahoma State. The wide receiver room is led by Enrique Magelli. Then you've got Cameron Hurd, Jalen Pope, and Greg Thrash. And then the tight end 1, Josh Ford, and the tight end 2, Daryl Barmore. This is an offense that statistically does throw the ball quite a bit more than they run it, and they run it definitely a bit less than we do, but pancaked on that play is Daniel Hutchison, I believe, and it's a pickup of 5 for a halfback I didn't even mention. That's Juan Coxey. Now Edwards checks into the backfield, a running back that wears 89. 2nd and 5 from the 30. Smith fakes the handoff, is under some pressure, and decides to throw it away before taking a hit. On a 3rd and 5 from the 30, it's a fake handoff again. And we're in the backfield, taking a hit as he throws his Smith, and it falls incomplete as he throws it out of bounds. And it's a 3 and out for the first drive for Oklahoma State. So here is the UConn offense for the first time today, already with a 7-0 lead. 1st and 10 from about the 45 after the defense forces the punt. Big blitz coming from Oklahoma State, and a loss of a yard for Darrell Robinson. Cadet and Robinson in the backfield for 2nd and 11. Robinson will run out to the right, needs a block from Dalton Schmizniak, tries to bounce it to the outside of him and actually loses yardage instead. So that brings us to a 3rd and long, a 3rd and 9 to be precise. From the 45, Welliver back to throw, and he's got Tobin deep on the corner route. Tobin makes the grab and is inside the 20 to the 17. First down, UConn in the red zone. Run game does not appear to be working super well at the moment. We're going in zone for Dorian Tobin, can't make the grab, and now it's 3rd and 9. From the 16, big blitz on its way from Oklahoma State. Welliver gets it off to Tobin, and his 2nd touchdown on the day already, this time in the receiving game. Dorian Tobin has another one. He was already in double digits coming in, just increasing that touchdown total. It'll be 14-0 for UConn. 1st and 10, Oklahoma State already down 2 scores as Smith looks to throw, has time, and on the comeback route, he finds his target. That's Enrique Magelli on the reception. So the first down of the day for Oklahoma State. And now it's an RPO, read well by Chadwick, but a bad angle taken and a broken tackle there, and it's another 1st down already in UConn territory. That's Cameron Hurd that time. So now they're in the I formation, hurrying it up here. Smith is going to change up the play, and then he'll take the snap and hand it off up the gut. Corin Daly is right there to bring down Rodney Fields. On 2nd and 9, they'll try again. Smith out of the shotgun, Fields still in the backfield. He is the one who gets the carry, finds a huge lane and a huge pickup to go with it up to the UConn 22. Blitz not working out for the Huskies there. On 1st and 10 from the 22, Smith back to pass. Goes over the middle on the check down, finds Cameron Hurd, who falls forward for another 1st. Nearing goal to go territory. You need to get to about the 2 in order to have that. And it's going to be a handoff to Fields, and not really anywhere to go. Joey Terrell making sure he doesn't get any further. And a lot of Fields, not a lot of Edwards thus far. Johnny McNulty continues to jump off sides, as this one going to be broken up by George Kiki. 3rd and 8 from the 10. Delayed fake handoff. Smith, all kinds of time to throw. Running out of time now as McNulty got there, and he throws it away which forces a 4th and 8, and Oklahoma State will settle for a field goal attempt. From just inside that left hash, from about 20-ish yards, that kick is up and it is good. Oklahoma State officially on the board, but it looks like Dorian Tobin going to have a field day today. He's not on the field for this play here. It is a running play to Robinson, loses a yard. The run game, as I mentioned, not been great so far today. There's been very few opportunities, though. 2nd and 11, Robinson gets the carry and gets 6 yards back to set up a 3rd and medium. From the 24, it's a 3rd and 5. And we'll try to get this to Robinson. We do, and he has the first up to the 36. 1st and 10. Welliver sends Cadet in motion. Play action. And then a check down to Cadet. And they're ruling that a fumble because I think it's a backwards pass. And it's recovered by Oklahoma State. A turnover for the Yukon Huskies off of what is considered a Max Cadet fumble. And it's 1st and 10. I do think that this is technically a backwards pass. It's almost perfectly horizontal, or maybe they're just ruling that it was a catch and then a fumble. A perfect start beginning to come crumbling down. 1st and 10 from the 31 for Oklahoma State. Smith out of the shotgun, hands off to Fields, some running room to work with, and finds about 6 yards. Defense did not get much of a break after that last drive that went pretty long for Oklahoma State. As Smith back to pass and takes a quick throw to Cameron Hurd, and it's going to be 3rd and 1. From the 22, less than a yard really to go at this point. Run up the middle. Santos makes the tackle, but it is too late. 1st and 10 in the red zone. Near the end of the first quarter, he'll send the fullback out to the left, and then it's a handoff, but nowhere to go. Joey Terrell and Cam Chadwick all over it. Out of the pistol on 2nd and 12 from the 20. Could let this go to the end of the first, but they don't. They run one more play, and it's a handoff to Quentin Edwards. That will end the first quarter, and we'll start the second with a 3rd and 7. Got to reach about the 8-yard line here. Smith out of the shotgun will look to throw on this play. Does so quickly. It's caught. A broken tackle, and down at the 1 is Majelli. And it's a 1st and goal for the Cowboys. From the 1. 1st and goal to go. And it's a handoff. Fields untouched to the end zone. Touchdown Cowboys. And this is suddenly going to be a 10-14 game after the 14-0 start for Yukon. They take advantage of the turnover, and they find a touchdown. If we can't find our running game, it might be kind of a long day for this offense. We do operate a lot better when the running game is working. Quick throw to Shamar Porter on the drag, and he will get the first down to the 31. Risk of injury for Porter is high at the moment. 1st and 10 from the 31. Porter does stay in the game. Welliver will look to throw, and we'll go Porter's way again. He goes down at the 35. 2nd and 6 for the Huskies. Hand off to Robinson. Morosky throws a man down, and Robinson falls forward for the first. Another fresh set of downs. Welliver back to pass, and he wants Porter again. Some room to work with. Don't want him to get injured, though. He does get another first. It's interesting for Shamar Porter because he does have an increased risk of injury, but is not seeing many decreases to his attributes. 1st and 10 from the 48. It's a handoff. Robinson, they're in the backfield immediately. It's a loss of a yard. And where all season it's been easy to run the ball, we're so far struggling here in the Big 12 championship game. 2nd and 11 from the 49. And again, we're going to struggle to get any yardage. It's a loss of 3, as a matter of fact. Torian Johnson running right past the nose tackle, and Ben Morosky can't hit the block. A 3rd and forever for Yukon coming up. Blitz is on its way. Welliver going to take a shot for Dorian Tobin, and it's intercepted off the deflection, kind of serving as an arm punt, but a good return here for the Cowboys. Gets them all the way up to the 39, and that's back-to-back drives with a turnover for Yukon. Tried to get all of it back at once on the 3rd and 14. It's deflected and then intercepted by Willie Nelson. Very interesting turn of events here at AT&T Stadium. 1st and 10 from the 39 for the Cowboys. Back to pass. Trying to set up a screen, but it's not there because George Kiki played it very well. 2nd and 11 after the loss of 1. Smith Brings a man in motion. Will it be a jet touch pass? No, it's a fake, and then it goes to Fields. Really good blocking, makes a move on Hutchison, and is just shy of that first. 3rd and inches from the 49. It's Coxie in the backfield, and he does actually get it at the 50. It was well played by Calvin Whitaker, but not there in time. We haven't seen a lot of Edwards in the backfield, but he's back there now. Moves back behind Smith. From the 50, it is a handoff to Edwards. Lovelace there, but it's Byler who makes the tackle. They have had a much easier time running the football than we have. That is for certain. 2nd and 7 from the 48. It's going to be a run to the outside for Coxie. Breaks a tackle, and instead of losing yardage, he's going to get a huge gain. Up to the 23. It's a 1st and 10 for Oklahoma State. And that was Daniel Hutchison who gets just thrown to the ground here. And D'Angelo Townsend couldn't get through. A missed opportunity for UConn. Could have easily been a stop there. Smith will hand it off. It's a reverse play, and it doesn't go anywhere. Well read by D'Angelo Townsend for the TFL. 2nd and 13 after that from the 26. Fake handoff, but we're in the backfield quickly, and down goes Smith on the sack. Johnny McNulty's back there. A number of other UConn Huskies were back there, and now it's going to be 3rd and 24 for Oklahoma State. 3rd and forever for the Cowboys. Smith, empty set, of course. Looking to throw and taking a deep shot. Daniel Hutchison in the area, able to punch that one out, and it's a 4th and 24. Oklahoma State settling for the field goal attempt. It is a relatively long one, but it is dead center. This is about 53, 54 yards, somewhere in that range. On its way, but he shanked it wide to the left. No good for the Cowboys kicker, and it's still 14 to 10 for UConn. 2.5 left to play here in the first half. Have yet to establish the run at all. 1st and 10 from the 37. We'll try it with Robinson, and he finally gets a good one. Trying to make a man miss, can't do it, but that's his best pickup of the day. On a 2nd and 1 from the 46, Welliver will drop back to pass, and it's a screen setup for Robinson. Has blockers to follow, and it's going to be a big pickup for the senior halfback to the 39. Clock keeps ticking, a minute 30-ish left to play, as Welliver will look to throw, and he wants the tight end Dan Sanders some room to work with after the catch, and they actually kill the clock there. They say he got out of bounds. So on 2nd and 1 from the 30, back to pass again is Welliver. Harper gets the grab and gets to the 22 for another first. About a minute left to play. And this time it's Dalton Schmizniak going to get the reception, and he'll get another first to the 11. Clock keeps moving. As we're back to pass, we want Marcus Engler, but he has it punched out. 2nd down. From the 11, it's 2nd and 10. We'll go underneath to Jackson Harper again, but really nothing doing there. It's 3rd and 8. We'll call a timeout. 3rd and 8. Welliver looking to throw, going for Dorian Tobin, but he drops it, so it falls incomplete. Clock stops moving, and it's 4th and 8. So it's going to be a field goal attempt for Zach Costanzo. Kick on its way for Costanzo, and that is good. So we increase our lead back to a full 7. 17 to 10 is the score. A little bit of time for Oklahoma State. We'll see if they try anything before the half ends. So they are out of the pistol here on 1st and 10. Will Smith look to throw? He does, actually. And he's running out of time. Hit as he throws, incomplete. I think that was Johnny McNulty back there. 2nd and 10 from the 23. Edwards in the backfield. It is a carry for him, and he spins off a tackler, and they do actually call a timeout here. 3rd and 3 from the 30. And now it is Rodney Fields in the backfield again, and a quick throw and a first down for Oklahoma State. They call another timeout. Just can't get beat over the top. That's the biggest thing here. 1st and 10 from the 36. 10 seconds in the half. Genuinely, if we get beat over the top, it's a very bad look, and out of bounds goes Edwards. And with 3 seconds, they're going to attempt a 62-yard field goal from the left hash. He missed from dead center at about 52 yards, and he's going to miss wide to the right, and I don't even think that had the leg. No good. And the clock hits 0. So we head to halftime, UConn up by 7. But I have to say, it's kind of felt like the momentum has been in favor of Oklahoma State for a while, although back-to-back missed field goals probably deters that a little bit. Cowboys start with the football here in the second half. They're in the I formation, down by just a touchdown. So, of course, could tie it up on this drive potentially, as this is going to be a check down to the running back, and it picks up 3. I formation again for Oklahoma State. And this time it is another fake. And then looking to throw, has a man. Hutchison is in coverage, but he's far too slow. That's actually the tight end, Daryl Barmore, beating Hutchison in coverage there. So it's a big first down for Oklahoma State. Big pickup there up to the Yukon 47. And it's going to be an actual carry for Coxey this time. And he gets another first up to the 33. They're still running in hurry up. Have killed almost no clock, snapping that before UConn was really ready, and McNulty making the tackle, no gain. Have to get to about the 28-yard line. It's another handoff. Coxey, lots of great blocking downfield. Where is Robert Butts going? Touchdown, Oklahoma State. You can't make this stuff up, man. The angles that the safeties take sometimes are just unreal. I switched onto him at the very end to try to correct, but it was far too late. And it's a touchdown for the Cowboys. And this game's going to be all tied up. Let's watch Robert Butts really quick, because he had the angle. He was the guy. And he's already running to the wrong spot. And he just kept going forever. 17 apiece. 1st and 10 from the 24 UConn. As Welliver will hand off. Robinson gets 5. Would really love the run game to start working a little bit better here. 2nd and 5 from the 25. Only a 3-man rush from the Cowboys. Dalton Schmizniak actually holds on to that throw. 1st and 10 from the 30. Tobin comes over in motion. It's the fake jet. Robinson gets the carry, and there's nowhere to go. 10 rushes for 21. This has got to be the worst game of the season thus far for Darrell Robinson. On 2nd and 10 from the 30, we'll look to throw, and we'll try to get it to Marcus Angler. A diving play from the linebacker doesn't get there, and it's a first for the tight end. On a fresh set of downs, big blitz on its way. Welliver tries to get it off, but it is incomplete. 2nd and 10, 7 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. Robinson going to get a carry here, and it's another good one for once. Makes a man miss and gets out of bounds at the 42. 2nd and 10 from the 42. Welliver back to pass. Dalton Schmizniak beat his man down the field. He's open, and it's a touchdown for the UConn Huskies. Welliver saw Schmizniak beat his man off the line, and he is a really good deep threat despite the not-so-elite speed. It's a touchdown here for the freshman wideout, Dalton Schmizniak from Cole Welliver. And UConn will retake their touchdown lead. We have not been able to stop the run even a little bit today. Coxey is the halfback in the backfield, and it is a carry for him. And it's one of the worst runs on the day for any of the Oklahoma State running backs. 2nd and 7 now from the 19. Smith will fake the handoff, and he's under pressure. Down he goes. It's D'Angelo Townsend with maybe a little bit of help from Corin Daly, and it's a 3rd and 13. They've got to get to the 26 here on 3rd and 13 from their own 13. All kinds of time, taking a man over the middle, and it's caught by the tight end. That's Josh Ford for a first down to the 50. Wow, there was no pass rush. He had a perfect pocket for a very long time. On 1st and 10 from the 50, Smith out of the pistol. And with Quentin Edwards in the backfield, Edwards gets the carry, a pancake block on Calvin Whitaker, a pickup of 7. That was the opportunity to get the stop, and somehow we give up that 3rd and forever. Now it's a 2nd and 3, and it's another handoff, but nowhere to go. D'Angelo Townsend and Johnny McNulty there. So now a 3rd and 4. It's Fields in the backfield with Smith. But it is going to be a throw, and this one is incomplete, actually. He bobbled it and dropped it. 4th and 4, but what was Joey Terrell doing? That was a free interception. He didn't put his hands up even slightly. But Oklahoma State punts it away anyway. We get bailed out by an incomplete pass. A chance to make it a 2-score lead again, 24-17. And Darrell Robinson gets the carry and gets 4. On 2nd and 6, we'll bring Shamar Porter in motion. Welliver hands off to him on the jet touch pass. Really nowhere to go, and in fact, he loses a yard. And now it's a 3rd and 7 from the 28, and a blitz on its way. Welliver gets it off to Angler, though, blocking down the field from Dalton Schmizniak, and past midfield is the big tight end. First down to the 46. This Cowboys team loves to blitz, it seems. First down and 10 for UConn, and it's a handoff up the middle for Robinson. He gets 6. Second and 4 from the 41. Robinson gets another carry. It's another decent pickup, but it looks like he was short of the first, and he is. 3rd and inches. And Robinson going to convert easily behind Jack Hines' block. 1st and 10 to the 32. We are officially 1 quarter away from a guaranteed college football playoff bid. UConn just has to hold on to this lead. Porter will come over in motion, and it's a fake jet, and then Robinson breaks the tackle and finds 8 yards. On 2nd and 2 from the 24. We're back to throw with Welliver, trying to get this over the linebacker for Tobin. I think he may have stepped out of bounds, which is where that flag is coming in. Did not reestablish inside the field of play. So that is technically equivalent to an incompletion. So now it's 3rd and 2 from the 24. Welliver will hand off Robinson. Only needs a couple yards and he gets them. 1st and 10 to the 21. 9.5 left to play. A fresh set of downs. And UConn going to continue running the football. And it has been a bit better here in the second half. Still not entirely what we're used to seeing this season, though. Shaq McBath will check in here as Robinson needs a quick breather. 2nd and 4. McBath will get the carry. That edge rusher is so fast. McBath just barely able to outrun him. That brings us to a 1st and goal from the 8. A touchdown could nearly put this game away. Welliver hands off Robinson. Tried to cut it back. 1 yard picked up. 3rd and goal from the 7. And Welliver going to throw a jump ball for Shamar Porter. It hit his hands, but it falls incomplete. It was a good try from Welliver, just trying to get it in the hands of his best player. 4th and goal at the 7. We have to kick the field goal. On the bright side here, a field goal does make it a 2-possession lead anyway. And Costanzo's kick is through. So that makes it 27-17 with not a ton of time left on the clock here in the 4th quarter. So Oklahoma State needs any points on this drive. Field goal, touchdown, whatever it is. They probably need to score here. And will they do so on the first play? Nearly scary as George Kiki gets burned off the line. Luckily, Butts is there to help. 7 minutes left. They're already at midfield after just the 1 play. 1st and 10 from the 50, and it's a fake handoff. And Smith with another just absolutely perfect pocket. All kinds of time to throw. Whips it back around to the right side and throws it out of bounds. Good coverage down the field because the pass rush certainly wasn't there on that play. So Smith will try again on 2nd down, bringing a man over in motion once more. And this one goes underneath to the wide receiver Majelli. That brings us to a 3rd down and 5, a pretty critical one. They may still elect to punt it away if they can't convert here, but they're going to. George Kiki can't keep up there with Cameron Hurd. We did send a blitz. Joey Terrell nearly got home there. 1st and 10 from the 38 now for the Cowboys. And it's going to be a handoff to Edwards. Flag down on the play. We can't bring him down. Eventually we do. It is going to be a holding, and Oklahoma State will have to back up a bit. Now instead of what would have been about a 2nd and 2, it's a 1st and 19. For the Cowboys. Edwards in the backfield, but just staying in to block this time. They take a check down over the middle for a pickup of 4. On 2nd and 15, there's a jump, and they are calling that on the Cowboys as well. They're collapsing here late, and it's a false start. They'll back it up even further. That gives us a 2nd and 20 for Oklahoma State, all the way back to the 48. As this time under some pressure, but has a man down the field. It's the tight end, and it's Hutchison getting burned again. That's the 2nd time we've seen the safety, who's been very good all year, get beat badly today. 1st and 10 at the 22. We keep allowing these huge conversions. It's a handoff. Edwards somehow, I thought he was going to find a lane there, but Byler made a play. To 2nd and 8 from the 24 minutes left to play here in the 4th. Like I said, they need any points on this drive. Smith throws, finding his target. Chadwick can't keep up. It's a touchdown for Jalen Pope, the wide receiver 3, and Oklahoma State gonna be within a field goal now after this score. The throw from Smith, very good, even in the face of some pressure. And it was bad coverage by someone who's normally very good, the senior corner, Cam Chadwick, just not quite fast enough here. 24-27. UConn up by 3 with 4 minutes left. Punting the football away here could be detrimental. Max Cadet on what may be his first carry of the day gets a huge pickup to the 35. Need a few more first downs like that. We're going to be chewing as much clock as possible. 1st and 10 from the 35 as Robinson will get the carry. Gets this a bit to the outside, but only gets 3. 20 attempts for 76 yards for Darrell Robinson. 2nd and 7 from the 38. And it does go back to him up the gut. Only 3 more yards, and now it's a 3rd and 4. We can get very, very near the 2-minute timeout. 3rd and 4. This is a very critical one. Welliver to throw. He has Angler, but he misses the throw. That is a crucial miss from Cole Welliver. Normally so good under pressure, was a huge blitz, and he had Angler wide open. We'll take another look at this. What I was reading the whole time was Angler. I didn't see anybody lined up in man coverage with him. Also had the check down to Robinson if we wanted it over the middle. I tried to get to Angler because that's just what I read first. He is wide open by himself. 1st down, easy. And Welliver overthrows it. And a really good punt return sets up Oklahoma State with great field position. They only need a field goal to tie. Of course, they're going to want the touchdown. All kinds of time for Smith, and that one broken up by A.J. Hepburn. This is going to be a crazy end to the game. I can already feel it. 2nd and 10 from the 47. Smith is out of the shotgun. Edwards stays in to block, but then goes out on a route, and Joey Terrell is right there, and now it's 3rd and 7. From the 50, it's a fake handoff on a 3rd and 7. Under pressure, Smith finds his man anyway. Need the tackle. We get it. I think that's Cam Chadwick. I could not see the number. It's now a critical 4th and 2. They do still have all 3 timeouts. You can't say the game is over if they don't convert, but it's pretty close to it. We're in the backfield over the middle. That is caught. How is that caught? We have to take another look at that. I thought that was going to be a pick for Joey Terrell. Man coming over the middle, and somehow that's Majelli, the wide receiver one, catches this despite Joey Terrell's hands right there. That is absurd. That's the play of the game if Oklahoma State manages to win. How does he hold on to that? At what point do we start using timeouts to maybe get another opportunity? Smith from the 30. Throwing right side. That is completed and goes out of bounds. A pickup of 7. 54 seconds left to play. Smith to pass again. Takes the check down over the middle to Majelli. And they will call a timeout, which I really think only helps us in this situation. 49 seconds left. From the 15, Smith to throw. Takes another check down. This is the tight end. And they're going to burn a second timeout. 2nd and 3 from the 8. Smith throws in zone. That is caught for a touchdown. A huge hit and great coverage from Cam Chadwick. It doesn't matter. Jalen Pope, his 2nd touchdown reception, and the Cowboys have taken the lead with 41 seconds left in the game. And with the PAT, it'll be 31-27, and a field goal would not tie the game up. That is excellent coverage from Chadwick, and he lays a huge hit, but he holds on anyway. This extra point will make it 31-27 for Oklahoma State, and it's good. So a 4-point lead for the Cowboys. The season comes down to this. Can't help but feel that Welliver is maybe kicking himself after the incompletion on the last drive. We get this to Jackson Harper. Would have preferred if that was incomplete, honestly. 2nd and 7 from the 21. Welliver back to pass. He's actually got Harper deep. Can he make the throw? Harper's too slow on this play. It's 3rd and 7. 21 seconds left. Welliver back to pass. He wants Tobin. Can't make the grab, and the game comes down to this. 4th down and 7. There's still only 17 seconds left, even if we do manage to convert. Down goes Welliver, and the game is over. Oklahoma State gonna beat UConn in the Big 12 championship 31-27. I was trying to step up to give Angler time to get open there, and Hines just gets swim moved at the end, and it's a sack. In hindsight, should have just taken Dan Sanders. I was worried he'd be tackled before getting the first, but if we get it to him here, he's definitely getting the first. Dan Sanders is, of course, the tight end that is right here. I was looking for Angler. Should have taken the even easier throw. I even tried to step up into the pocket And Jack Hines just gets beat badly right here. And Welliver goes down. The game comes to an end. A game it feels like the Huskies probably should have won. 31-27 is your final, and that snaps the 8-game winning streak. And it also means that we don't necessarily have a guaranteed spot in the college football playoffs. I think it's very likely we're still there. We, of course, will not be a top 4 seed if we are there, so we'll have to play a team in that first round. But we shall see. Congratulations to Oklahoma State. That's a really good football team, and they played a really good game. And this all comes back to that incompletion from Welliver to a wide open Marcus Angler on the right side. I know that I hit yellow on the meter, which means that that is QB accuracy, and it was just a miss from Welliver. Of course, you can call it user error with me getting it to the yellow, but I don't know. I think that's a little more interesting to have it be user error, give it to Welliver rather than just me making perfect throw after perfect throw. Outscored 14-3 in the fourth quarter, and that's what did it. What a game that was, though. It was very entertaining. I did switch back to Matt 10's slider set for this game. I think that's why it was so much harder to run the ball. I was previously using Sim Gaming Network's slider set, and I feel like it was tough at first, and then once I figured it out, it was very, very, very easy. And especially those last 3 games of the regular season, I think were a little too easy, which is why I decided to switch back. And I think in general, it was a much more fun, balanced game, so I'll probably be sticking with Matt 10 going forward. Welliver still had a pretty good day despite the interception, despite the incompletion there at the end. It was a rough day for Robinson. I mean, 3.7 really isn't bad per carry, but we're used to like 5, 6, 7. Like, he's been elite all year, and in this game struggled quite a bit more. Shamar Porter, 4 for 24, only a 6-yard average, did not get the touchdown. Dalton Schmizniak was actually, I think, the best receiver today, to be honest. 3 for 57, had the touchdown. Tobin had 2 grabs for 54 and a touchdown. 9 more pancakes for Torian Johnson as well. And defensively, Cam Chadwick leads in solo tackles, and I think in total tackles with 13. That's kind of insane. Joey Terrell with 11 total tackles. You know, a guy who was quiet today was Raheem Lovelace. He normally gets a bunch of TFLs. He did not get 1 today. Townsend did get 3, though. McNulty got 2, Chadwick with 2, and Terrell with 2. And then a bunch of guys with half sacks, and then Corin Daly got 1 sack. By the way, I've been referring to Johnny McNulty as the spark plug. That's kind of become his nickname for me. If you got any other nicknames for any other players you like, let me know. Would love to have a bunch of players with cool nicknames. Give me something for Lovelace, something for Terrell. So in UConn's second season in the Big 12, they make it all the way to the championship, but fall just short to Oklahoma State. So I started this episode just getting right into the gameplay immediately. Let me know what you think of that. I could do that in the future where we just get straight into the game, and then everything that happens in that week as for recruiting and anything else can be afterwards. Let me know what you think of that format, just something I'm playing around with. I thought it made a lot of sense for a big time game like the Big 12 championship. But now we'll look at recruiting really quick. I have a lot of points to spend, but not a lot of players to spend it on. But I don't really want to go after anyone else because I do want to save a few spots at least for the transfer portal, because we may need to get like a running back, for example, in the transfer portal if there's one available. We did lose out on Brett Gray to Maryland. We will remove him from the board. So Virginia has taken the lead on Pod Lesney. We have switched him over from a send the house to now a hard sell. Our hard sell is incredible for him, so hopefully we get even more boosts from that. I'm hoping it's not too late to take back over Virginia. It looks like West Virginia is also starting to gain a little bit more ground than us for Monte Stoner as well. Am I really going to lose all of my receivers in this class? So I know I said I wasn't going to add more players, but I have decided to, seeing that we do have a chance to lose out on Monte Stoner. It's going to be very, very close. Ben Pilaris, I think, is a guy that we had on our board very early on that I think I removed for whatever reason. I don't remember why. I'd have to go back and watch those episodes. Maybe it was one of those ones where we were locked out initially because of a deal breaker. I'm not certain, but I've got him back on the board, and it doesn't seem like Maryland is gaining that much influence per week. Maybe we can sneak in and snipe Ben Pilaris away. And then the other guy I added was Shaquille Metcalf, who is a vertical threat tight end. Tight end is a position that we need one more of. I know I say it's not really a position of need because we do have guys that I think can start for the next couple years, 3-4 years. But it wouldn't hurt to get another guy like Shaq Metcalf. And then other than that, I have just maxed out points on everyone. I'm going to go ahead and fire Joe Maynard. I think we can do better than him with the C. So we have fired Joe Maynard. We'll be able to hire a new DC next week. I know as for a realism sense, that doesn't make sense. You're of course going to keep the DC because we're going to have a bowl game. We might be in the college football playoffs, but this is the only week in college football 25 where you can fire coaches. So I just have to do it now, unfortunately. Apologies to those of you who love the realism. It upsets me as well. Greg Bjornson, the right end from Virginia, has committed to UConn. And we did lose Ben Pilares to Maryland. So we were just in there too late, unfortunately. Thought it was worth a shot, though. We are now second on Podlesny. We are second on Stoner. And we are up to second on Metcalf. We weren't on his board previously. So here is the official college football playoff bracket. Of course, Oklahoma State now the 2 seed. We will face off against Tennessee. So we did make it to the college football playoffs, and if we beat Tennessee, we have to rematch against Oklahoma State in the Sugar Bowl. Here's how the conference championships went. Western Kentucky beating ranked Middle Tennessee State in the Conference USA Championship. Oregon State beating Fresno State in the Pac-12 Championship. We, of course, lost to Oklahoma State. Ball State beats Bowling Green in the MAC. South Alabama dominating Old Dominion, going undefeated this season out of the Sun Belt. What a year from South Alabama. Tulsa beating Rice, but that one was really close. Tulsa also going undefeated this year. You saw that they were one of the top 4 teams in the playoffs. New Mexico winning the Mountain West in the New Look Mountain West with UTEP in there. Texas upsetting Georgia 23-20. Stanford beats Georgia Tech by a point, wins the ACC. And then Maryland losing big time to USC in the Big Ten. So here's how all the teams finished in the respective conferences. Here is the ACC. I'll quickly scroll through these. Duke by far at the bottom. In the American, it's Tulsa that ran away with it. App State and Rice were both pretty decent as well. In the Big 12, Oklahoma State wins the championship. There's us, Baylor, and Cincinnati, along with Kansas State at the top. And then at the very bottom is Iowa State, a team that we kind of dominated in the middle portion of the season. In the Big 12, it's USC at the tippy top, and at the very, very bottom is Indiana. In the Conference USA, which is tiny now, only 6 teams, Middle Tennessee State wins it there. Western Kentucky, also very good. They actually, of course, won the actual championship. And then FIU at the bottom, 1-11. Brutal. Notre Dame went 8-4 for the Independents. In the MAC, Bowling Green and Ball State at the top there, and then Kent State at the bottom, 1-11, and UMass went 8-4. Another good year for the Minutemen. In the New Look Mountain West, it was New Mexico that ended up winning it, and it was UTEP as well, being a very good team, and the bottom team being Sam Houston. This was a very well-balanced New Look Mountain West Conference. I think it's pretty good, and I think it'll probably stick around. In the New Look Pac-12, Fresno State and Oregon State, of course, battling at the top in the championship. But for some reason, Boise State is the highest ranked of those teams. And then UNLV performing by far the worst, going 2-10. Actually, maybe not by far, because Utah State went 3-9. In the SEC, it's Texas and Georgia at the top. The worst team is Vanderbilt, no surprise, 2-10. And in the Sun Belt, it's South Alabama going undefeated, and then everyone else was just kind of mid. Worst team being 4-8, and best team outside of South Alabama being 8-4. So we advance the week again, and we do get left guard Tyquan Zachary to commit. Bill Hogue commits as well, a corner. But we do lose Podlesny and Stoner. We just cannot get a receiver to save our lives on this team. We did get Jeffrey Ritchie to commit earlier, but lost out on a lot of my favorite guys. Joshua Smith, the wide receiver from Tulsa, wins the Heisman, and those stats aren't even that insane. 64 receptions, only 1,000 yards with 18 touchdowns. Darrell Robinson wins best running back with his senior season. 12 touchdown runs, nearly 1,400 yards, and 261 carries. Very well deserved. I fully expect him to be drafted. Maybe not a high round guy, but I think he might be like a round 6 or 7 guy. Cam Chadwick wins best defensive back for the second year. He won it in his sophomore season, did not win it in his junior year, and has now won it again in his senior season. Terry Overhauser, best special teams returner award winner. Very well deserved. had 2 touchdowns on the year, was a very good returner. Joey Terrell wins the best linebacker award. If I had to guess, it's him and Lovelace as the 1 and 2. I think it's the interceptions that put Terrell over the top. Lovelace did not have interceptions despite having more total tackles and probably more TFLs. And for the college football playoff, UConn, of course, will be facing off against the Tennessee Volunteers. And here is early National Signing Day. We, of course, lost Polaris, we lost Podlesny, we lost Stoner, but we've got most of our other guys to commit. We might even lose out on Connor Clinton to Alabama, who is pursuing him pretty heavily. And there's a chance we lose out on Justice Willis as well. So things started red hot in our recruiting class and have definitely fizzled out here near the end. We'll remove all of the guys we were unable to get. And of course, we do have to hire a new defensive coordinator. Interestingly, everyone is a lower level than who we had previously. I'm not as much interested in recruiters anymore. I think we're to the point where we can kind of pivot off of super heavy recruiting and go more in on motivator and on tactician. And I like Brendan Ezekiel for that. He leans heavy those 2 ways. And I like the 4-2-5 defense as well. So let's go ahead and offer Brendan Ezekiel a job as the DC. Offer is pending. We likely won't know until next week if he decides to take it. So all we can worry about now is trying to beat Tennessee and forcing the rematch versus Oklahoma State. But anyway, that is going to do it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching and for the continued support. I really hope that you enjoyed this episode. I think that game was very entertaining. And also consider joining the community Discord. The link is down in the description below. And also consider becoming a channel member. You can join for as low as $1 a month, and it does help me out a ton. But if you find yourself coming back on the regular and you aren't already subscribed, go ahead and hit that sub button for me. It does help me out a lot. And I will see you guys in the next episode where we take on Tennessee and see if we can advance deeper into the college football playoffs.